Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mihir Shah once again with another video. In this video, we are going to learn how to calculate in the most simplest way cross currency rate under the subject international finance. This is again a very important topic for all the TYBMS Sem 6 student. Okay. In this video, we are going to learn four different variations of sums that can come where they'll ask us to calculate the cross currency rate. Okay, we will be learning very simple rule how to calculate the cross currency rate. Okay, so let us see how to solve sum based on cross currency rate.
Okay, now let us see how to solve the sum based on cross currency rate. Okay, how to calculate the cross currency rate. Now, this is the most simplest method. Okay, what I will be showing you all. So, see that you all listen to the video very carefully, and I can guarantee you all that after following whatever I have said, you all can solve any kind of sum based on cross currency rate. Okay, chalo, let us start. So, there are four problem sum that we are going to take. Okay, so we are going to start by the very first one. Number one, it is given that if USD to INR is 60.2530 and 60.2 2528, and GBP, that is Great Britain pound, to USD is 1.6260 and 1.6265. Now always remember, the first amount which is always given is your bid rate, that is your buying rate, and the second amount is called as an ask rate or your selling rate. Okay, they are asking us to find the cross currency rate between GBP, that is Great Britain pound, and INR, that is the Indian currency. Now very simple, we need to calculate, first of all we need to calculate two rates in this. Number one will be the bid rate, that is the buying rate, and secondly we'll have to find the ask rate. Okay, that is the selling rate. So now let us see how to solve. Okay, number one, we need to first find GBP to INR. We are basically first finding the bid rate. Okay, so I'll write here bid rate. Now listen to this carefully, how to solve this particular sum. Whatever first value they have given us, in this they have given us GBP, I will note down here GBP. The second is we need to convert it to INR, so I'll leave little space and I'll write it as INR. Okay, in between there will be a multiplication sign because we need to find the cross currency. Okay, so we are basically going to multiply here. Now whatever currency is pending from the question, see GBP is come here, INR is considered, so the only third currency which is given is USD, so I will note down here as USD, and here also we will note down this as USD. So whatever we are asked to found, that will be starting and this will be the end, and the in between for both of them we will have the third currency. Now look at this very carefully. Now compare what we have found here in our formula that we have formulated, GBP to USD. Check in our question if the same order is given or not. Here in this question I can see there's given GBP to USD. It's in the same order. First GBP, then USD, GBP, USD. So in whenever they are in the same order, in the same line, we'll have to take the rate exactly from the question. So here I will be taking, since we are finding the bid rate, I will be taking the bid rate because it's exactly in the same order, that is GBP to USD. And secondly, USD to INR, again in the question is directly given to us as USD to INR. If it is in the same order, okay, take the rate as it is. Now here also we'll be taking the bid rate. Okay, so the bid rate for GBP to USD was 1.6260 multiplied by the bid rate of USD to INR is 60.2530. Okay, very simple, multiply them and the value that we should get is 97.9714. remember, up to 4 decimal we need to consider or we need to take. Okay, similarly now the second one, we found the bid rate. Now we need to find the ask rate or the selling rate. So again, GBP to INR, we are going to find now the ask rate. Again, the funda is same. We take the first value, GBP, and INR, that we keep it on the last, the ending. In between we put the multiplication sign. Okay, and thereafter whatever was the third currency. So in our case, our third currency was USD, so we will use USD in both the side. Now check for the same value if this is in the same order. GBP to USD, yes, it's in the same order, so we will directly take the ask rate from the question. Same way, USD to INR, directly it is given in the same order, we will take the ask rate from the question because we are asked to find that. So the GBP to USD ask rate is 1.6265, and from the USD to INR the ask rate is 60.2528. We multiply and the value that we should have got was 98.0012. Okay, that is ask rate. So therefore finally GBP to INR, we can write the answer as your bid rate was 97.9714 slash the ask rate was 98.0012. This is our bid rate and this is our ask rate. Okay, this is how we had to basically solve that particular sum. Again, very simple. Okay, this is first type of sum where all the values, what they were asked us to find the, and then when we use that formula, when we use the breakup is directly given us in the question. So that is one variant. Now check the second variant that can be given to us. Okay, now look at this very carefully. Okay, from here it is a little bit tricky, just have to keep in mind. Okay, one step you need to just keep in mind. Okay, now here they are given us if USD to SGD, that is Singapore dollar, the rates are given as 1.54 1.5430 and 1.5435, and SGD to Great Britain pound or GBP is given as another rate. They are asking us to find GBP, that's Great Britain pound, to USD. Okay, so we will start with the same step. Number one, we need to first find GBP to USD, the bid rate, that is the buying rate. Okay, so now we follow the same rule. First, whatever they ask us to find, the first name we keep here, the second thing will go at the end, put the multiplication sign in between. Now the third currency which is present in the question is SGD, so I'll write SGD on both the side. Okay, now look at this very carefully. We need to find GBP to SGD. Okay, that is Great Britain pound to Singapore dollar. Now look at the same, if it's in the same where these two values are seen in the question. I can see here GBP to SGD. The only issue is in the question they are given us SGD to GBP, and we have been asked to find the exact opposite. Okay, remember, whenever it is opposite, from the second to the first, we will have to take, the thing is, we'll have to take the reciprocal of the opposite rate, meaning if they are finding the bid and if they are giving you reverse, so we'll have to take the ask rate. Okay, so remember here I'll have to take the ask rate and not the bid rate. Okay, whenever it is in the opposite direction. Same way here, SGD to USD. Now again, SGD to USD, see here is given USD to SGD, but we are asked to find the opposite. So if it goes in the opposite direction, we will have to take the opposite rate, that is the ask rate. So whenever we are asked to find the bid rate, and when in our solution we have written as ask, so it will always be the reciprocal. Okay, it will always be the reciprocal. So GBP to SGD, when we are going to the reverse order, we take the ask rate and we take the reciprocal of that. So it will be 0.3342 multiplied by, again, ask rate 1 upon 1.5435. This is the most important part. Okay, this is the most important part that needs to be considered. So whenever you are finding the bid rate, and when they gave us, when we formulated the formula, whenever we have reverse in the question, they have given in one order and we have been asked to find in reverse. The rule is, whenever you're doing in reverse, first of all it will be inverse, that will be 1 upon reciprocal, And secondly, if you are finding bid, we'll have to take the rate of ask, and if you are finding ask, we'll have to take the rate of bid if it goes in the opposite direction. So when you solve this, 1 divided by 0.3342, the value you should get is 2.9922, multiply by 1 divided by 1.5435, you will get the value as 0.6479. When you multiply this, the value that you should get is 1.9386. Okay, now let us see how we use this thing in the second part, that is to find the ask rate. GBP to USD, that is what they've asked us to find. Now we are finding the ask rate. Now look at this very carefully. Again we go the same order. First value was GBP, the last value is USD, multiplication in between. The third currency is SGD, so we note down this as SGD. Here also we'll note down as SGD. Now looking at what they've asked us to find, we need to get GBP to SGD, but in the question it is given in the opposite, SGD to GBP. So when we need to find the reverse, the rule is again we take the reciprocal, but when we are finding ask, and if we are asked to find the reciprocal, we'll have to take the opposite rate, so that will be the bid rate. Same way for SGD to USD, again since we are finding ask rate, but since it's opposite, we'll have to take the opposite rate, that will be the bid rate. So bid rate also, when you're going to take the opposite, it will be the reciprocal, so it will be 1 upon 0.3340 upon into 1 divided by the bid rate of the first one, that will be 1.5430. okay. Now when you divide them, the value you should get is 2.9922 into 0.6481. You multiply, the value that you should get is 1.9404. Finally, therefore, GBP to USD, the answer that you should get, the bid rate was 1.9386 and our ask rate is 1.9404. This is my bid rate and this is my ask rate. Okay, again very simple, just keep in mind whatever I have said, how to solve when they give you in the opposite direction. Okay, so these were the first two type of or two variation in the sum when they ask us to calculate the cross currency rate. Okay, now we are going to take two more different sum, again two final two you can say variations that can come under this particular topic. So there will in total there are total 4 different variations of sums that you can get. Okay, nothing beyond that. So if you revise these 4 sum, I can guarantee you all can solve each and every sums based on cross currency rate. Okay, chalo, now let us see how to solve the third sum. Okay, so now these are the third and the fourth type of sums that we will be solving. Again, these are another two different type of variation that can appear in the question. So let us see now how to solve the sum. If one now they have given you AED, that is nothing but the United Arab Dirham. So dirham to Indian rupee, they are giving you the rate, and euro to Indian rupee, they have given you the rate, and they're asking us to find the rate of dirham to euro. Okay, so again we follow the same rule. I write here AED to euro, we are first finding the bid rate. Okay, rule, we take the first value at the start and the second value at the end, multiplication sign in between. Okay, and the third value, now what was the third value here? INR is the third value, so INR on both the side. Now let us check if what direction with the values we need to find. The first thing is AED to INR. Now if I look at the question here, it is in the same direction. AED to INR, it is in the same direction. If it is in the same direction, I take the same rate. So for bid, I will take the bid rate only. Second, I need INR to euro. Now in the question they have been given euro to INR. So now I'll have to take the opposite. This is the opposite. So the moment it is opposite, I will have to take the opposite rate, that is the ask, and also it has to be the reciprocal. Okay. So now let us see. When it is bid, for bid rate, if I'm taking the bid, it means it's in the same direction. So I multiply with the same value of the bid rate. So I took 16.4231 multiply by, since it is in the opposite direction, it will be reciprocal, so it will be 1 upon an ask rate. So the 1 upon ask rate of the first is 16.4, my bad, this is the opposite of INR to euro, so is this opposite one, so I'll have to take 82.5135. Okay, so this is, I'll just change this is 82.5135. Okay, so again, since for the bid for the first one the value was same, AUD INR, I got this in the same direction, so we took the same value of bid. Since the second one was in the opposite direction, I have to take the opposite. For the bid I'll have to take the ask and also reciprocal. Okay, also I'll have to take the reciprocal. So when you solve this, I'll get 16.4231 multiplied by 1 divided by 82 point, you get 0.0121, and when you multiply your final answer, your rate should be 0.1987. Okay, if you want 4 to 5 decimal, you can take in that, minimum 4. Okay, so in the same way, second, AED to euro, we need to get now the ask rate. So for finding the ask rate, again, first we note down AED, last corner may we will wrote a euro, multiplication sign in between, third currency was INR, so I've wrote it INR on both the sides. AED to INR, now it's in the same direction, AED to INR, so I will take the same ask rate. But INR to euro is opposite, so for ask I will have to take the bid rate and that also the reciprocal. So ask is normal, so I'll take 16.4240, and for the bid I'll have to take the reciprocal, so 82.5125. This will give you 16.4240 multiplied by, when you divide 83.5125, you should get the value as, okay, on the calci if I take it as 1 divided by 82.5125, you should get the value as 0.0121. Okay, and when I multiply it, the value that we should get is 0.19873. So therefore a final answer, AED to euro will be, your bid rate was 0.19871 and your ask rate is 0.19873. okay, so this is my bid rate and this is my ask rate. Okay, so this sum had where we had taken one normally and the other one changed to the reciprocal. So this was the third variation. Now we'll jump to the last sum. Okay, the last variation. Okay, again let us see how we need to solve. We have to follow the same rule. Okay, the rules won't change at all. So let us see how to solve the particular sum. Now they are giving you the grade Britain pound and Australian dollar and GBP and euro. So let us see how we go about in solving the sum. First they ask us to find euro to the Australian dollar AUD. Again the rule is, so first we are finding the bid rate again, and the rule is same. We take the first value and the second value we keep it at the last, multiplication with the third. Now what is the third value which is present here? We have euro, we have GBP. The AU GBP is the third value, so we'll take it GBP on both the side. Now again let us check for the direction, euro to GBP. Now in the question they are giving you GBP to euro and they are asked us, and what we need to find is the opposite. So opposite matlab, if bid is given we have to take the reciprocal of ask, and the second one was GBP to AUD. Now that is in the same direction. If it is in the same direction, we use the same rate. Okay, so for euro to GBP, we need to take the reciprocal of the ask rate. So that will be 1 upon 1.2785 into bid of the first. So that will be 1.8250. So 1 divided by 1.2785 into, you divide, you get one value into 1.8250. Your final answer should have been, will be 1.4275. Okay. Similarly, we now need to find the ask rate. So for euro to AUD, for finding the ask rate, the same procedure. We take the first value at the start, we take the second value at the end. Okay, we multiply by the third value. The third is GBP, so I'll take GBP. Now again, euro to GBP is the reverse. So euro to GBP के लिए, since it is asked, we'll have to take the reciprocal of bid, and GBP to AUD, that is in the same direction. So I will have to take the ask rate. So bid, that is the opposite, so it will be 1 upon euro to GBP, so 1 upon 1.2650 into GBP by AUD, so I'll have to take the ask rate, so that will be 1.8349. Okay, again you first divide, multiply, the value that what we should get will be 1.4505. So therefore finally I can say that from euro to AUD, the bid rate is 1.4275 and the ask rate is 1.4505. This is our bid rate and this is our ask rate. Okay, so with this we were able to solve, okay, 4 different variation of sum whereby they are asked us to calculate the cross currency rate. Okay, I can guarantee you all that if you all have understood and if you solve these 4 types of sum, you all can pick up any sum from any textbook, you all will be able to solve them. Okay, now in the textbook, different textbooks have given different formulas, different methods. I can guarantee you that this is one of the most simplest method that can be there, okay, in order to solve sum based on cross currency rate. Okay, chalo, with that I hope everyone have understood this topic. We will be ending this video here. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll be making more videos on all the topics based on international finance. Okay, so till then, take care. See that everyone views this video, and there are many more other videos which will be uploaded soon. Okay, thank you.